What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Classic Octane. I am Taylor. So today is going to be a Will It Run video, but as I'm sure you were able to tell by the title, it's going to be a little bit different. So typically my Will It Run videos, we take an old motorcycle that's been sitting for, could be decades, and get it running again. Today is going to be more of a experimental video. So we're going to take a bike that we know runs well, and we're going to try out a bunch of funky fuels and see what works and what doesn't. So we're going to start off with a control here just to make sure that my auxiliary fuel tank and everything is working like it should. So this is just regular old gasoline. Just going to cold start it, make sure everything's running, make sure our system's operating, and we'll try out some weird stuff. Our control was successful. I shut the fuel off and just let it run all the way out until it died so that we know our carburetor is completely empty. Just to be sure, let's start it again and see if there's any residual left. I don't want it to affect our results at all. Seems empty to me. Let's get the first fuel. First test is 70% isopropyl alcohol. I went ahead and cleared out all the lines of the auxiliary tank, filled it up with alcohol, and I have it open now so we can kind of start to fill the carburetor up. So real quick, there's two reasons why I picked the KLR for my experiment bike. One is it's the most likely to start. It's just the most reliable bike that I own right now. Two is it's a single carburetor, so it's going to be easy for me to just drain out, whatever weird fuel we're using, clean it out, and then make sure we have a fresh starting point for the next test. I think we're ready. Key on. Uh-oh, we got some pops and bangs. It runs not well. I don't think I want to run it any longer than that, just because the mixtures are going to be so far off. I could be running it super lean and I don't want to melt anything. But I want to say isopropyl alcohol is a success. So between every test, there's a little drain screw that I'm pulling out of the bottom of the bowl to empty all that out too. I don't want that to skew our results and have some of the previous fuel in there. So all the alcohol is drained out. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, we're going for, I'm not even exactly sure what this is. It says 20% nitro. I think this is a mixture of methanol and nitromethane. This is basically fuel for remote control cars. So I have like a little gas powered remote control truck. This is the fuel you put in there. I can't imagine this is at all recommended, so I'm going to say this again. Don't try this at home, but we're going to see if a motorcycle will run on this. Nitromethane is in. I apologize, I am going to have my fan on for this one. I'm also going to go ahead and throw in my respirator just because I got one, so might as well at least try to make it at least a little bit safer. gonna let it air out a little bit, but that didn't run half bad. All right, let's drain it out, try out the next thing. Went to the liquor store, got what only can be described as the highest quality 12-pack of plastic mini bottles of 99 brand gold tequila. I got this one because, one, it was the cheapest one, if I'm honest. Two, it also is the highest alcohol percentage. So this one's 99 proof, which means it's 49.5% alcohol. Let's pour some of these in, see if it'll run. Place your bets. Will a motorcycle run on 99 proof tequila? Let me get my fan going too. That might have been residual from the last thing, so let's not count that a success yet. Not looking good. I think we have our first failure. That's all right. Got something else. So no luck with tequila, but I have another option, and it stemmed from, I guess, where the idea of this whole video came from. Is a buddy of mine gave me some moonshine, and I may have had a little bit of it and came up with this idea. And I didn't want to use my good moonshine, so I went to the store and bought basically the over-the-counter equivalent. This is what we got. It's called Diesel. 190 proof grain alcohol. Why does this exist? I don't know. When I bought it, the guy behind the counter just looked at me like, man, I don't know what you're going through in your life, but I hope you get through it. Because, yeah, nobody in their right mind buys 190 proof grain alcohol. At least nobody that I've ever met. So let's see what happens. Place your bets below. Here we go. Final test of the day. Will a motorcycle run on 190 proof grain alcohol? Hear it popping just a little bit. Give my starter a little bit of time to cool down. All right, let's see. I'm gonna call that medium success. It popped and banged. Of course, we didn't get it to idle or anything like that, but I'm gonna call that yes. It will run in quotation marks on grain alcohol, which is pretty surprising. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up and let it run for a little while just on regular old gasoline, just to make sure we get out any of that junk we just put in there. You know, just make sure it's all still in good working order. Fully warm up and maybe even take it for a little ride just to, again, make sure it's all cleaned out. Well, I'm happy to report the KLR is running exactly like it did before we started the video, so that's a success in my book. What else was a success was isopropyl alcohol and the nitromethane RC fuel. Those both worked surprisingly well. Again, I wouldn't run the bike for an extended period of time, but they seem to run well enough. Like, I probably could have ridden it. Again, I wouldn't, because if it's super lean, you could overheat stuff, melt pistons, and cause some permanent damage. But surprisingly, those worked pretty darn well. The Tequila, on the other hand, which I kind of figured, but I wanted to try it anyway, not so much. Even at 50% alcohol, just wasn't quite high enough of an alcohol percentage to even get any pops or anything with the Tequila. And that's where this diesel 190 proof grain alcohol comes in, because we did get some pops. We did get maybe a second, 2 seconds of runtime on it. So it wasn't a complete failure, but it certainly didn't run like the other two did. So I'll put success in quotations on that one. So if you guys like this video, let me know. I wouldn't mind incorporating a couple more kind of experimental style videos into the channel. That's something we could just do occasionally. If you guys have any ideas of something I should try or what might be interesting to find out, you know, I'm happy to be the guinea pig, and I have plenty of different bikes and stuff that, depending on what it is, I can probably make it work. So let me know what you thought below. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, a bunch of new content coming in the new year. Got a couple of bikes, as you can see, that are covered up that you guys haven't seen yet, that we're gonna be building. So hope you stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next one.